A year before the COVID pandemic, Steve Grove joined Governor Walz's cabinet as the commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development, or DEED. During the pandemic, his team issued $15 billion in unemployment insurance payments to 875,000 Minnesotans. It launched 16 emergency aid programs to help small businesses.
Such a huge responsibility. So, navigating COVID, it's just part of what Steve writes about in his new book, How I Found Myself in the Midwest. Steve, we are so glad you took the time to join us today.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Megan. Good to be here.
Welcome. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, you wrote this book, but I do feel like everyone in Minnesota really got to know you during COVID.
For better or worse.
For better or for worse, right? So what made you kind of think, it's time for me to write this book?
Yeah. Well, the book kind of charts my story of being a boomerang, growing up in Minnesota, leaving and coming back, which I think is a pretty common story. My wife likes to joke that every Minnesotan has kind of a homing beacon inside of them. They leave, they
got to get back.
They find their way back. So in some ways, this story felt like maybe one that was relatable, but the unique juncture of kind of leaving Google in Silicon Valley and then jumping into state government, and then the circumstances of the pandemic and George Floyd's murder and the pretty challenging moments that our state had to face during the time that I got to serve were unique. And I started telling friends about it, and they said, maybe there's a story here. And so started to flesh it out, and a couple years later, a book came out of it.
What's interesting about this book is that it does go back to the time that you spent at YouTube.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're one of the early hires in all of this. And you worked at Google, you've done all these things. So when you're doing that, what is that like? I mean, now you look back and Google, YouTube, it's all this huge thing. When you're starting that whole journey, what's that like?
Well, back in those days, it felt like the internet was only upside. It was just like, oh my gosh, now we all have a sort of satellite TV truck in our back pocket, and this could only lead to more access and more power for those who didn't have it before. And we did all these crazy things like presidential debates where snowmen would ask, presidential candidates questions about climate change live on TV. It was sort of a crazy, almost quaint period in the history of the internet. So it was really invigorating. I think over time, you've seen big tech and technology in general service a lot more areas of concern, which I get into in the book. And it was part of why my wife and I decided to leave Silicon Valley. We were really inspired by it, but also felt like maybe the future of the tech industry might not be in the bubble of Silicon Valley, but maybe in places like Minnesota, where our tech ecosystem here is a bit more purpose-driven, I might say. And so the book kind of explores that as a differentiation, a way that Minnesota might be a little bit better than Silicon Valley at technology, because it's focused on healthcare and feeding the state and the future of retail and things that are a bit more purpose-driven and can help businesses grow.
You grew up in Northfield?
I did, Northfield, Minnesota. Colleges and contentment.
Yeah, working with your dad.
Yeah.
We've got a great Main Street in Northfield. Yeah.
We do. Yeah.
Went to school in California, Southern California, and then kind of made your way up to Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Did you ever think, I feel like I would have been intimidated to go from that kind of career into politics. Was that ever a thought for you?
I was nervous for sure. I mean, not that many people leave big tech and go into government. It's not a super well-worn path. But, in some ways I was really inspired by the governor and his campaign and thought, if there's ever a leader to work for, you want to make sure it's somebody that you'd want to work alongside. And then I think I also wanted to make sure I wasn't the Google guy who just came in and said, we should just run government like a business, because government is different. So you try to bring what's new, but also, respect the institution and take advantage of a fresh pair of eyes. I think more people should give it a shot. When you try to do something that's different from what you've done before, it may be scary and intimidating, but it's kind of a superpower to walk into an organization without having been of that place for so long, because you look at things a little differently,
Steve, we saw you under the gun over and over again during during COVID. And when we were going through all of that, I mean, everyone was looking to you for solutions and answers. How do you deal with that kind of stress day in and day out for so long?
It was intense, and you have to remember that you're there to serve, and that sometimes your job is to show up and just get yelled at all day long, because people need to release their stress, right? And that was real during COVID, and part of the job was just to be there and to listen. But I really found a lot of meaning in it. I will say that if you're going to do a stint in government service, doing it during a crisis is a unique window to get to do it. The impact is much greater. I found that the stress of a crisis provided an environment in which there wasn't as much of a playbook. Some of the things you hear about government, there's the bureaucracy and the entrenchment, and it's hard to get things done. Suddenly there's a pandemic and kind of the rules go out the window. So oddly, I found that a crisis window within which to operate in government suited my skill set maybe a bit more, because I could bring a little bit more of the innovation that Silicon Valley taught me to the enterprise. And quite honestly, I was really inspired by my colleagues in government. I mean, the people that work at DEED did some pretty amazing things. You mentioned at the top getting $15 billion out the door. That wasn't me. That was this agency that was pretty well tooled for the moment and tried some pretty scary and daring things in a crisis to get it right. So ironically, I think that environment suited me better, but it was certainly challenging, and you do it as a team.
I read in part of in the book, you wrote something, and I'm going to get it wrong, but to the effect of, here you were, the COVID was happening, and you had to sign your name to the first unemployment check.
Yeah.
And then I remember you saying in the book, like, it just kind of caught you off guard. Like, you knew that this was part of the job, but then all of a sudden it was happening, and it was happening over and over and over as these checks just went out.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did not go into this job thinking that I would focus much on unemployment insurance at all. I mean, an unemployment rate in Minnesota is like under 3%, and I was brought in to help startups grow and draw talent to the state and grow the business environment. And suddenly my job, almost full-time, was unemployment insurance for at least that first 6 months as we were trying to figure it out. So you learn really quickly, and again, you depend on your colleagues, but you pivot, and it's what you need to do.
You got to step up to the plate when that happens.
Yeah, you do.
So you put this in the book, and you put all of this in writing, which is so interesting to do with this, because you said this book hits when America desperately needed help and desperately needed people in place to make things happen.
Yeah, I hope it's a hopeful book. I mean, it's not an unvarnished look at Minnesota. I kind of write that Minnesota is like a character in the book, because as I came back as a boomerang 20 years away, I got to rediscover my home state, and I got to see what makes it incredibly exceptional. It's an incredible place. We all know that. I also got to learn its paradoxes. And I think I tried to lift those things up, but also in a way that is hopeful. And I'd say the center of the message is really this, that there's a lot of power to make change in our environment right now if we focus on going local. I think you look at the national scene, it can look very polarized. It seems like progress is really tough. You look at Washington, no matter your political perspective, it just feels kind of entrenched. I found leaving a global tech company and going to state government and now local news, when you go local, there's a lot of room for change and for innovation. And if we're going to rebuild these institutions that really are the center of our society, media, politics, the military, government, all of which are losing trust right now, I think the best way to do that is to start locally. You trust your neighbors a little bit more, you have more chance to try new things, and so the book tries to lift that up, maybe as a bit of an antidote to some of the malaise we might feel about the country right now, and I hope brings some hope to readers.
Yeah. I think local news is really one of those keys. I mean, whether you're reading it or you're watching it, you're right. We live here, we care as well.
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
You actually have an audiobook edition of this too that you read.
I did.
Tell us about that. What was that like?
Well, I do not exactly have a sonorous baritone voice, so I was a little intimidated by it. But I thought, gosh, why not? I mean, how often do you write a book?
You wrote it,
Yeah.
So I sat down for about 30 hours and read the book.
Wow.
And there was a guy on video conference in New York. Simon & Schuster was the publisher, and he worked for them. And he would kind of correct me every, I don't know, hopefully 4 or 5 sentences or more. So I just did it for 30 hours kind of over and over, and I enjoyed it. I haven't brought myself to listen to it yet because I don't know if I want to hear my voice for 8.5 hours. But boy, a lot of people read audiobooks is what I'm learning
for
too. Like
sure.
so many people.
Well, because you're sitting in your car, you're out for a walk with the dog. It's just so much easier.
Yeah.
I think about your life. We're not going to be done with you just yet, but I mean, tech. Many people spend their entire lives in tech.
Yeah. Right.
Many people go into government, spend their entire lives there. Television news, I'm going on 25 years.
Yeah.
You've done them all, which is kind of interesting. We're going to talk a little bit more to Steve about some of the things you don't know about him, about the little details of his life.
The 5 facts coming your way.